afternoon, everybody. Car Biker here. On what was a lovely afternoon, it started to get a bit chilly. Though, you know, we shouldn't complain, because chilly compared to the rain we've been having the last week or so is actually a big bonus. And I'm out in West Yorkshire, and I'm looking to go and visit another TV mast. I'm starting to be a bit like Rimmer at a Red Dwarf, aren't I? He likes his telegraph poles. I've been visiting TV masts. I've visited the one last year when I was out visiting a few different radio things, including RAF Stenigop. And I thought I'd come and visit this one because I've not seen it before. I've seen it in passing when I've been working out this way. It's kind of a landmark that you can't miss, but I've never got anywhere near it. You always feel like you're near it, even though it can be quite a long way away because it's so blooming big. But the one I'm going to see is Emley Moor, and Emley Moor is so it's a TV transmitter. It's a little bit different to the last one I showed you, which was just a big metal tower. This one's a lot older than Belmont, which is one I showed you before. If my voice is getting a bit broken now, it's by the very, very bumpy road. This one is made of reinforced concrete, and there's a reason behind that I'll explain when I get there. But there you go, there's a view of it. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. You never know with a wide angle lens. I say that far too often, but you never know with a wide angle lens because it makes everything look tiny. But in front of me there are two towers. The one on the left, the little thin one, is temporary, giving TV to the Yorkshire area, whilst the one on the right has work done on it. And the one on the right is the one that I want to see, the concrete one. So I'll get as close as I can get to it and then tell you a little bit about it. It's probably still some distance away, because that tower, including the little bit on the top, is 330 metres tall, which is as near as, damn it, 1/5 of a mile tall. Tall enough that there's a lift that takes you to the top of it where there's a control room, but apparently the lift takes 7 minutes to get up there. 7 minutes seems like a long time for that distance, to be fair. I don't know if it's hand cranked. But yeah, it's quite a tall structure. It is. I said I'd talk to you when about it when I got closer, but I'll carry on while I remember bits. But it is the tallest freestanding structure in the UK. So if you're down south, where that Shard building is, that's known for being a very tall building, the Shard in London. It's a fair whack taller than that. If you're in La Belle Française, that's probably wrong, isn't it? If you're in France, and you know your Eiffel Tower, pitiful, pales into insignificance when compared to Emley Moor Tower. Although, to be fair, I think the French can probably rightly claim that the Eiffel Tower is prettier. But we don't do pretty in Yorkshire, in God's own country. We do big. And this tower is bigger than the French one. 330 metres tall, made out of over 11,000 tonnes of reinforced concrete. It's big, lad. It's right big, as they say out here in West Yorkshire, because they talk funny out here. Starting to disappear in the trees now. Can't be that big if it's hidden by a tree, can it? funnily enough, it's actually the third tower. I suppose the one on the left you could say was the fourth, although that's a temporary one, and there have been other temporary ones. But it's actually the third proper tower that's been here. The first one, set up for independent television in the Yorkshire area, was a trellis thing. It was a lot shorter. It was here for quite some time before it was dismantled, and it was taken to taken to Scotland. It's in Yorkshire. It was taken to Scotland and became a TV tower up there. And this one was replaced with another one of them long thin ones, like the one at Belmont that I've shown you in the past, with the guy wires holding up, so just a huge tall metal pole basically with the antenna on the top, a bit like the one that's next to it, and guy wires that stop it falling over. That was the second one. The second one was about the same height as this one, only there was a slight problem. We're on the Pennines now. Although this tower is 330 metres, as I've said, it's actually about double the height of that from sea level, because we're quite high up here. So it's a good couple of thousand feet to the top of that thing from sea level. Is this the bit where I can park? It is indeed. Look at that thing, that's impressive. But yeah, the one that was here before this, it had a problem. You actually see the signs around the corner apparently. But the guy wires would have ice form on them a lot. And back in the 60s, I think it was, loads of ice formed on all the guy wires, and that got combined with a load of wind, and the whole thing came crashing down into the village nearby. One of the guy wires cut through a church, but luckily nobody was injured. Very luckily. That is a big tower. Big enough for you? Do you know the story of the previous one?
No.
It fell down.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Obviously not the only person who comes out to look at a large tower. The idea that a tower is actually a place where you would park an ice cream van up. Technically it's called the Arkiva Tower. You see it there, Arkiva Tower. I think that's just a company name though. And there's one of your signs, that high tower falling ice. The old tower, don't know if this one does, but the old tower that fell over because of the ice actually lit up red when there was a risk of ice on it. This one, I guess, just flashes that sign at the bottom. I'm not really sure what you would do. It feels a bit like those signs you see when you're going down mountain roads and you've got the hill to one side and you see the sign for falling rocks. I'm not really sure what you can do about that. That's a heck of a thing, isn't it? Imagine working up there, 300 metres up. The people in the room would be okay. If you've got a fear of heights, you wouldn't want to be on that walkway underneath the room. I wonder if that's the work they're doing on it at the moment. There's the antenna. Oh, short and sweet that one, I think. That's the Arkiva Tower. Everybody around here calls it Emley Moor though. Quite a view even down here, so the view from up there must be incredible. So I hope you enjoyed that one. That's probably the end of my TV masts now, unless there's a more exciting one to visit. Although there is another place that's linked to radio that I wouldn't mind going and showing you. So, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching everyone. Ride safe. And I'll talk to you all again soon. Imagine if you worked at the top and the lift was broke.